Hello, and welcome to another edition of Between Two Owls. I'm your host, Tom Price, and with us today is the Assistant Director of Advising in the College of Science Technology, Erin Spiotta. Thanks so much for joining us today, Erin.
Thanks for having me.
So where'd you grow up, Erin?
I grew up on Long Island in New York and out pretty far east on the island.
Like out near Shirley?
Yes, exactly, in Shirley. Most people don't know where Shirley is, but yes.
And what did you like to do as a kid?
I played softball like my whole life.
What position?
I pitched for a little while, but I wasn't very good, but I played forever and in high school and stuff. And then I played second base, I think. I wasn't like that, and we weren't very competitive. My team never won, but never. but it was fun.
And did you have any nicknames growing up?
No, because my name is pretty short. I never had one. I wanted one though, so my friends and I made one up, and they called me Erin from the Coast, which is longer than my actual name, and I didn't really live directly on the coast. It didn't make any sense.
Erin from the Coast. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I'll just fast forward a little bit. Where did you go to college?
Where did I go? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I went to SUNY Cortland, so a state school in New York, upstate New York.
And how did you pick SUNY Cortland?
It was kind of between that, and I really liked Quinnipiac in Connecticut, but it was a lot more expensive, and my parents kind of convinced me that I wouldn't have to work as much if I went to Cortland, so I ended up going there. It was far enough away that I was away. It was 5 hours from my home, but not so far that I couldn't go home whenever I wanted. So it was a perfect mix.
Cool. And what was your major there?
My major, I started out as elementary education, but then I switched to history.
What prompted that?
I really didn't want to teach. My parents are both teachers, my sister, my grandmother, everyone's teachers. So I didn't know what else to do besides teaching. So I was all right, I like kids, but then I was no, I'm not doing what they're doing. And then I just liked my history courses, and it was kind of all right, I had to pick a major. I wanted to study abroad, and I had to have a major to go abroad. So I was all right, I'll go with history. And then from then on, I finished out history.
And did you have any memorable experiences as an undergrad?
My most memorable is definitely studying abroad. I studied in London for a semester, and it was awesome. It was the best thing ever.
Did you have any jobs or on-campus jobs or off-campus jobs as an undergrad?
I did not. So that was part of going to Cortland. My parents said I didn't have to actually get a job while I was in school. In the summer and in the winters, I worked at a supermarket in the Hamptons on Long Island. So in King Cullen. It was actually awesome. My boyfriend and my husband, he is my husband now, my boyfriend at the time, and my best friends all worked there. So it was just fun. All of my friends were there, and it was an hour drive. So we carpooled every day. It was just kind of fun, but yeah.
That's cool. And then where'd you go for your graduate degree?
I went to Long Island University, CW Post.
IU.
For school counseling.
And why did you select LIU Post?
So after I graduated, I moved back to Long Island and was living with my parents, and I got a job at a bank. I knew I wanted to work with people, so I just got I was a teller, a customer service job. And then I was working full time for a year, and I was I don't want to do this forever. So then I realized, and I liked being a student, so I was I'll just go get my master's degree. So, and a friend mentioned that program, and I was oh, that sounds perfect. So school counseling is guidance, so that would be in a school, but I wouldn't be teaching. So I don't know, it just seemed like a good fit. And that program was just local, it was easy in terms of location and stuff.
So what brought you to Temple?
So after I got married, my husband and I moved to Philadelphia. His parents owned a duplex, and we just always knew it was really cheap rent. And we were that's where we're going to live. And his brother lived here at the time. So it was just we were all right, we're moving. I had graduated right before I got married, and then we moved here. And then I actually did not have a job for a little while. And then I worked at Drexel in the financial aid office. It kind of I worked at a credit union for a little while before that. And then a friend of mine was working at Drexel, and I was oh, it kind of makes sense. Higher ed goes with my degree a little bit and the money side. So that's how I fell into financial aid, because I was at the bank. And then once I was there, though, I realized, especially in financial aid at Drexel, I felt like I was giving bad news all the time, and I just didn't love it. And once I was in that higher ed setting, I just kind of started looking for advisor jobs, and then found a job at Temple in 2008, I believe.
Cool. And so what do you like most about working with Temple students?
I really love the diversity. I like that each student is so unique, from their background to their interests. I really like connecting with the students and getting to know them. I like everything about them.
So what's a normal week or day like for you?
So because in the assistant director role, it's kind of like half administrative and half seeing students. And I really like that mixture, because I like doing the back end things. I really like doing graduation and clearing students for graduation and checking off like requirements and things like that without the student in front of me. But what's awesome about my job is I still get to see students sometimes, especially during busy times. I'll open up more appointments and things like that. So I still get to create those relationships, but also get to do the administrative side of things. So it's perfect.
Awesome. So shift gears a little bit, talk about some other things. So what do you like to do for fun?
Really, I like to hang out with my family. I have 2 kids and my husband. Right now our life revolves around like driving them to sporting events and things. They play soccer, so they have games all the time and stuff like that. And that's really it. I like just hanging out. This past year, I do more watching TV and sitting around doing nothing, but kind of nice.
What's
So
on your Amazon Prime or Netflix queue?
I like Master of None. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a new season's coming out, so we want to rewatch the old seasons maybe this weekend, and then watch the new one when it comes out in May. So
What would you say is a main fault of yours?
a fault?
You're flawless.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. No, I mean, I guess I definitely should exercise more and like take care of myself better. I guess that's my flaw.
And what are you currently reading?
Nothing at the moment. Now that I'm working, remotely, I am not in the car as much, but I used to listen to books on tape a lot because my commute was about an hour. So, each way. So I would be in the car for 2 hours and I would listen to books on tape a lot. Since the pandemic, I have not read a book, and there's been a few
Like
times
literally on tape. You're talking to me, you had a book on tape. You've just dated yourself.
No, it's not on tape, but it was like on my phone, but it's through my Bluetooth speakers. But I have not read or listened to a book in a long time.
What do you appreciate in your friends?
Loyalty, being there for me, if I need something, helping me out. I really, right now, because I don't see my close friends as often, a lot of my really good friends are in New York, and because of the pandemic and everything, I haven't seen them as much. So we text a lot, and I appreciate that every day. I feel like I'm with them and we know each other's everyday lives because we text so much. So it feels like we're together, even though we're not. So.
What's on your Spotify list?
I like country music a lot. I really love Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan.
I love Luke, yes. And actually, my sister texted me this morning that concert tickets are on sale. I guess concerts are starting again this summer. So we didn't buy any yet, but.
What is dream vacation destination for you?
So my husband and I were going to go to Vegas, just us. We've never been. I went when I was younger, but we've never been. So I just thought, and we like to gamble and stuff. Like we just thought it would be fun, but we didn't get to go last year. We were going to go for our birthdays, but it didn't happen because of the pandemic. So maybe someday we'll go there. But ultimate dream vacation, I'd love to go back to London, just to see it. I'd like to bring my kids to show them where we live. Like, 'cause my husband and I both studied abroad together, so I'd like to show where we were when we were there, and I think that would be really cool. But also, I'd love a beach vacation somewhere, anywhere.
Post COVID, what are you looking forward to doing in Philly?
Just going back to work, really. I like being on campus. I like that environment. I like it. It just is nice to be around all these young kids that are so happy, students that are happy to be at school, and I just like that vibe. I taught the first year seminar course this year virtually, and I'd really like to teach it in person again. I think we were just missing a little something with that connection. So I'm excited to just be back on campus.
Cool. I'm going to change it up, do something called the rapid fire response. You all say 2 words. You just say your preference. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin'.
Morning or night?
Depends. Night, I guess.
Long Island or the city?
Long Island.
Dark or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Cats or dogs? Pass? Did you say pass?
Pass.
Bert or Ernie?
Ernie.
Half full or half empty?
Half full.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being on the show today, Erin. It's great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Just give me a second.